Welcome back. We got another episode of Sarcasm Speaks flying at you, hot and fucking ready to go. So we had the latest two episodes of The Final Dance the other day.
Last Dance.
The Michael Jordan documentary. And I think these two might have been two of, I don't want to say the best so far, but two of the better ones that have come out. They got more into like the life behind that and like all like the struggles that MJ went through and why he retired and shit like that. I thought that was really funny when they talked about like the conspiracy theory that he actually got suspended in 1993. He didn't really retire. And like they had everybody on and was like, that's asinine.
Yeah.
They were like, there's no fucking way that happened. And then David Stern was on and he was like, yeah, no, I never suspended him. That's insane for someone to say that. Which I wonder when. So I know it came out that after the 2016 season is when MJ said, fire it up, let's go. But is that when they started filming all of this?
No, they filmed all this during... They filmed it all in 98.
No. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about like the cutaways.
Oh, the interviews.
The interviews, yeah.
That I don't know.
Because they have Kobe and David Stern on there that are obviously both died this year. So I'm curious as to when it would like the interviews were recorded. If it was in 2016 or if it's been sporadically over time since then.
Yeah, well, I assume that once they greenlighted the project, they just started doing interviews.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, that gives them 4 years to kind of compile.
Yeah. And they rushed the last two.
Right.
So.
I wish they did it for the 96 season. The 96 season, I've always said the 96 season is phenomenal.
Yeah, so we talked about that, me and Dats the other day, that the 96 Bulls team is the greatest team in NBA history.
I think it's considered the best team in all team sports.
Yeah, I mean, so say what you want. So we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole on this.
The only team is the 27 Yankees, and I don't even know if I can really count that.
Yeah, I know. It was just a totally different era.
1927's hard.
But so we looked at, so they won 72 games. They won 72-10. And the year that Golden State won 73, they didn't even win the title. And the year after that, they had a better winning percentage.
Yeah, if you include the playoffs, they had a better winning percentage in the 16-17 season than they did the 73 win year.
Yeah, yep. Because the 16-17 season, when they won the title, they only lost one game in the playoffs.
Yeah. And it wasn't until the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't. That's you compare that.
But
Warriors.
even still, that 16-17 Warriors team, they only have the second best win percentage.
Yeah, to the 96
to the
Bulls.
96 Bulls. So that's what I mean. Like, the 96 Bulls are far and away better than everybody.
The next year, they won 69 games.
Right. So my thing, too, is, and Dats made this point the other night, if you pit those two teams against each other, it doesn't matter. Pick one, either 15-16 or 16-17, the Golden State Warriors.
No, give it 16-17 with Durant.
All right, yeah, we'll go with Durant. The Bulls still wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have...
They wouldn't even be able to get the ball up the fucking
That's
floor.
what I mean.
Yeah,
the defense on that team was fucking unbelievable.
Because you would have Michael Jordan probably covering Steph Curry, Scottie Pippen covering Klay Thompson, Dennis Rodman covering Draymond Green.
Yep.
And that leaves Ron Harper to take
anybody,
whatever person you want to put in there next.
You put Ron.
Ron on Curry and MJ on Durant.
Curry.
Oh, I forgot Durant was there.
You put Scottie on Durant.
Yeah, he's taller.
Yeah.
I forgot Durant was on that team.
Yeah.
And you let the worm do his thing.
Yeah, it's insane. Like that Golden State team wouldn't be able to score.
I'm just upset that they're not focusing on, like, they kind of do, but they really don't. Notice when, not how they show, like, they'll show game 2 and they'll show, like, the score real quick.
Yeah.
look at the scores. It's like 110 to 79.
Yeah.
I saw one where that was
like
the Sonics only scored like 72 points one game.
Yeah, with the glove.
Yeah, him and Sean Kemp, and they scored like 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally locking everybody down. They wouldn't have. That's the best. The only team that would might beat them. It's not a better team, but the 2001 Lakers. I don't know if anyone could beat that team just because of the big man in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he was
that's Shaq in his prime.
When he was like 8% body fat at 400 pounds.
He looked fucking lean playing for the Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really hard to beat Shaq in his
He
prime.
was only like 310.
He
No,
looked-
but
he looked fucking lean.
the funniest thing was when Horace Grant talking for the second in '96, and he's like, "Yeah, I knew the whole off season that Mike was just thinking about us." He was like, "We didn't have a fucking chance."
I forgot how good that Magic team was with
Yeah, they got
Horace Grant, Penny Hardaway, and Shaq.
I think they lost by 50 the first game. I'm not joking. They lost by the second game. They lost by like 38. They got throttled, and that was a really good.
I always forget that Hardaway was on the Magic. That's where he started out because he spent so much time on the Pacers.
Penny Hardaway?
Oh,
Penny.
Penny?
Yeah.
No, Tim Hardaway.
Oh,
did.
Tim Hardaway. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. That makes more sense now. I was young back then.
Tim Hardaway, the UTEP two-step.
My question is, does anyone hold a grudge better than Michael Jordan?
No.
No one does.
Nobody. So, Nikos, I watched the video that you sent to the group text this morning about Kevin Garnett. Yes, did you watch this?
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. So for people that haven't seen it or heard it, I highly recommend you just Google Kevin Garnett shares his best MJ story. But the gist of it is, so he's a rookie, and it's like he said it's like halfway through the season, so he's like got his feel for the NBA, he's starting to learn everything and feeling comfortable. And him and who was the other guy on his team? He was talking about RJ.
Isaiah Ryder.
Yeah, so he kept so the other guy and him are having a good game.
Ryder was good too. Isaiah Ryder was a good player.
Yeah, so he's having a good game, and then KG starts talking shit, like hardcore shit to MJ, and then Isaiah Ryder comes over and like tries to get him to shut the fuck up, and like just says like yeah, no worries, whatever. And then
he's like, listen, Mike, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He don't know the rules yet.
Yeah, so then he goes over to Mike and starts explaining to him that like he's just a kid, like he doesn't know yet, whatever. And MJ goes, "Okay, all right." And they get out on the floor, and he said that
It was like he said it was over the next 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, he goes, him and Ryder hadn't scored a point. They had been up 2, and then they were like down 14.
No, it was bigger than that. It was like they might have been down 2 points and then went down 22.
Yeah.
He goes, I really can't begin to describe what happened in the next 7 minutes. But he goes, we were down 2, and Mike had 18, and then we were down 25, and Mike had 41.
Yep.
And then, then they both come off the court and dying. And MJ runs over to them next to the bench and goes, "What's the matter? You done? You done, young kid? You done?" Yeah. and then Ryder turns to KG and goes, "Don't ever talk shit to him like that ever again."
No, but the funny thing is that's kind of the gist of like every like all, and that's like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's the gist of all these stories. There's one with Byron Scott because they were good friends. Like right before like Magic left in '89.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to go to they would go to dinner and stuff like whenever because they only played each other 2 times a year.
Right.
And he's like, we were at the LA Forum. We were outside. He's like, it was me, Magic, Kareem, Worthy. And he's like, I sprained my ankle. So Mike was like, "Oh, who's covering me tonight?" And he's like, "Oh, we got the rookie on you, the kid Alvin Hopper." And Mike doesn't. The only thing Mike does, he starts laughing. He goes, 50. And then they're like, before the game starts, they're in the locker room, and Byron's like, they're all talking to the kid. And the kid's like, yeah, I'm gonna hold Mike to like 25 or whatever. And they're like, listen, man, like, Mike's gonna put 50 on you. He already told us. They're like, there's two ways you can go about this. They're like, you can just take the 50 and just tell Mike, good shot, slap him on the ass when he scores, whatever. Ask him for a picture after the game, or he goes, or you can get close to 70 put on you. So like, we're not doubling, we're not doing anything. Just letting you know this right now. He was like, he had 59.
The other thing that was great too, like what you were saying before, is does anyone hold a grudge better?
No.
So BJ Armstrong was obviously played with the Bulls for a while, and then he went over to the Hornets, and then he told the story about how he had an unbelievable game. Was it the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, I think
something?
it was game 1.
And so in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, he goes off. I don't forget how many points he has, but they win the game.
He hit the game winner too.
And he starts celebrating and walks off the court and stares down MJ, or like celebrates in front of the Bulls bench, or something to piss Michael Jordan off. And then the next game, he came out and just absolutely fucking destroyed him. I think BJ Armstrong had 4 points in game 2 or something like that.
Probably had 4 points the rest of the series.
Yeah.
My lord.
Yeah, I mean, BJ wasn't that good.
No. But he talked about it too in the documentary. He was like, yeah, that was probably one of the worst things I could have done. Was celebrate in front of the bench.
I just remember he always, like, I was like 8 years old or whatever, 7 years old in '96, and BJ Armstrong looked like younger than me.
He still looks young.
Yeah.
He still looks like just like when he played. Fucking guy can't age.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, like you don't hear anybody talk, like, these are like the best players, some of the best players ever. These guys have huge egos and so much pride. And like even like when they were still playing, like they'll have the interviews before the game, and they're like, so like, people are like, listen, I don't want to say anything bad about Mike. Like, they're like looking over their shoulder and shit. They're like, yeah, he's gonna they're literally like, yeah, he's gonna get like 38. Like, he's gonna get his usual 38. We just can't let him get to like the high 40s.
Yeah.
Like that's like ridiculous to hear people say that. Like, you don't hear people, like, imagine like someone's going to Kawhi Leonard's like interviewing him, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold like Paul George. I'm gonna hope Westbrook doesn't get 48 tonight, but he's gonna get like 39.
Yeah. Well,
it just doesn't. That's just how good he was.
Really, the only other person in my memory that people talk like that about was Kobe, because people used to say all the time, like, you're not going to stop him. You might be able to slow him down, and people would say all the time, like, Kobe's going to get his 25 or 30. Your job is to defend everyone else on the team, and have them not score.
he's a little different because he wouldn't talk to people at all.
Yeah.
Like he played the Michael Myers theme song in his headphones on loop. Pre-game. It was like a serial killer.
Yeah, psychopath.
Yeah.
He wouldn't talk to you. The thing is, what Mike is like, you can't, because Kobe's just going to go for 60 regardless the whole time.
Right.
Mike, especially Mike was older. People forget he's like 37 years old at this point.
Yeah. He was what, 33 in 96?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, 34.
Yeah, 33, 34. He retired at 31.
And he's smoking cigars before the game and having a couple cocktails and stuff.
Throwing quarters.
Crushing Miller Lights post game.
So he's just happy with his average, his 40. But if you antagonize him, he'll go for the 50 or the 60, and he'll embarrass you. He'll let you know.
But he'll also hold you to 6 too.
Right.
So not only will he go off,
right,
he'll keep you below what you can normally do.
I mean, Kobe was a really good defender, but Mike would literally, like, him and Scotty would just clamp you.
Yeah. There was nothing anybody could do.
They would press the whole, like, you go to the bathroom, Mike's following you to the stall.
Yeah, I'm looking now at the roster at the 72 win team. That's fucking insane. It's so obviously Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, but John Sally was on that team, Rodman, Luke Longley, Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr was fine. He was okay. Ron Harper, and then that's pretty much it. Everyone else just kind of like fills the bench. But those are what did I just say? 7 or 8 names that are like household names.
They're also all
Well,
most of
the
them
crazy thing
elite defenders.
and 10. So the top 10, all-time defenders generally considered. I mean, it does the order you put them in, but Pippen, Rodman, and Jordan are all consistently in that top 10 discussion. Like, there's no ifs, ands about it.
Right.
I mean, you'll never see a team have that. You like that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's like
And at that each different position, so what makes it? It's just like that's like having. It's like I don't even know. Like how would you even compare that? It's like having Mike Singletary, Ed Reed, and what's his name? Joe Green.
Yeah. Or, like Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, and I don't know,
Daniel
someone
Tice.
else. Pick
Daniel
one.
Tice.
Danny Tice, yeah.
Craig Steve.
Aaron Baines.
Which how fucking ridiculous has Twitter been over the last week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ashamed that my NBA tribe has let me down like this.
But it's funny because you're only seeing these hot takes, or most of these hot takes are really only coming from the NBA.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody put out like fourth quarter, or I guess it was the Moss versus Sherman thing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, God,
like,
that
who would
was
you take?
terrible.
No, the worst one was when I was told that Gary Payton is just a glorified Marcus Smart. I got really upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Payton is one of my most favorite athletes ever. I loved him. He was awesome.
But he was also really good.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing that people miss.
Didn't he average over 20 points a game?
He did.
Yeah, he had 20 on the nose. I just liked him because he looked like DMX.
Not nearly as threatening as DMX.
No.
He had like, I mean, he was a good scorer, but
Yeah.
he was just an unbelievable defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was a Hall of Famer.
Right.
He made all types of all-star teams, all types of all-pros, he has tons of things that he actually accomplished.
He averaged 16.3 per game.
Well, it went down because he played with like the Celtics and shit at the end.
By the end of his career.
Think of the guys in 90 and 96. Think of all the people in their prime or like at the end of their prime, but still really good.
Yeah, Peyton. So Peyton on Seattle was 20.4 points a game. So then after that, he tailed off.
Jordan, Rodman, Pippen, David Robinson, Barkley, Ewing, Alonzo Mourning. I'm missing a tons of guys.
Olajuwon.
Those are like prime Olajuwon, prime defenders, right? And Gary Payton won the defensive MVP.
Yeah.
That's a fucking point.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, the other thing too is it's like he would go in and just shut somebody down. Marcus Smart's a good defender, but everyone always recognizes him, one, because he's in Boston. If he played in Charlotte, no one would have any fucking idea who he is.
And Gary didn't flop. They didn't flop at this time.
No. Well, you even hear these guys interviewed where it's like, I forget what he said about George Karl, but it was like, fuck you, George, I'm covering Jordan.
Yeah.
It's like,
Also,
no one these days would speak like that.
As good as Gary was, Mike just laughed in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. But there's also in no other sport could you have a player that just tells the coach to go fuck himself and I'm going to do what I want to do and then like have no repercussions.
No, they were getting throttled. They were getting their ass kicked.
Yeah.
I don't know why George Karl's an idiot.
Well, even now, you don't even like, so the Ron Harper quote, like his meme was because he wasn't allowed to cover Jordan on the inbound play. And then you have Gary Payton talking about how he wasn't allowed to cover Jordan. These guys actually wanted to go play defense. They wanted to actually go.
Right.
And
defense is all about fucking effort.
Yeah.
Speaking of Craig Elo, did you ever hear the Craig Elo story with Larry Bird?
No.
there was like the end of the game. The Celtics were down 1, and there were 3 seconds left. And long story short, Larry was like, he was telling the whole, because he's like the biggest. Him and Mike are the 2 biggest like shit talkers ever, and Gary. That's like the big 3.
Yeah.
And he's telling the whole team, he's like, listen, I'm going to catch it in the corner, and I'm gonna put it through. It's not even going to touch the net. So he gets it and he does it, and he's walking by like the whole team, and he's like, don't ever put a fucking white kid on me again. And they were like, and they turned around and they were like, what? He was like, don't ever put a white player on me ever again. He's like, it's disrespectful. And he never ever again. It never happened again.
So so Craig Elo has just been abused in 2 of.
Because the guy, I think it was Brandon Terrell. He used to be on the Cavs, and he was like,
I remember the name.
He was like, oh, he's like, so we didn't even consider Larry White anymore after that. He was like, Larry was a brother as far as I'm concerned.
I would say if there was a racial draft, based on that story alone, you could take him.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
Yeah, no, Larry's the man. Larry actually gave Michael the nickname.
What, Air
Black
Jordan?
Jesus.
Oh, Black Jesus.
Yeah. It's by far the best nickname ever.
Well,
And the
especially,
fact that everyone refers to him as that. Because I just want one person in the documentary to say it. Like one of the 90s guys. I thought Gary was going to give me it.
you might need one of the younger guys. If they get to like a not, I guess Garnett would have been probably like one of your best chances, or maybe someone who was drafted in like '98.
Maybe no, I don't think Byron Russell would do that.
No, it's gonna be hard. I mean, because like you're not gonna get any of his actual competitors saying that, or like referring to him that way. The guys now would do it because they're fucking soft.
Yeah.
But like Karl Malone's a fucking dickhead, but there's no way he would refer to Michael Jordan as Black Jesus. He wouldn't give him that much respect.
No, Karl Malone got a 12-year-old girl pregnant. But
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's something else.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Do you know that kid? That kid went on to play for the Buffalo Bills.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was Dominique Byrd.
Wow. That was Karl Malone's kid?
I think so.
He was a pretty good safety.
Kevin Everett.
I forget the story, but there was a piece where obviously, so Karl Malone has not acknowledged the kid,
Right.
but I think there was something somewhere down the line they figured out that he was his son.
Well, you're also going to see in the next 2 episodes how good Karl Malone was, and also how absolutely retarded sometimes he could be at the end of games.
Yeah.
But
So-
you're going to see the dog Stockton, another guy who gets dragged through Twitter.
Because 98 was that was the flu game, right? Game 6.
Was it? I don't know.
Oh, that was 97.
That was 97. All right.
The over game.
What did he hang 50 with the flu?
I think 40, 46, 47.
Good enough.
Yeah.
But the thing was, so the staff went up to him before the game. Like Phil went up to him and he's like, "Listen, Michael," he's like, "So as soon as you come out of the game, he's like, you're not going to be able to play. Like you're going to be too tired." So he goes, "So we're just not going to sit you the whole game." He's like, "You got to play the whole game." and Mike was like, "All right, whatever, fuck it, let's go."
I actually saw someone on Twitter from a gambling site talking about what that would be like now, where it's like reports early in the morning, Michael Jordan has the flu, like what's going to happen to the lines.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, he's on his way to the state. He's on his way to the arena where the lines go, like keeping track of all that stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
you got other guys, and I don't want to name names, but they get taken out of the finals for cramps.
or they sit on the bench because the play gets drawn up for someone else.
Yeah, well, they're bashing Mike on ESPN. They're saying he's making Scotty look bad. I don't know what to tell you. You made yourself look bad.
Yeah.
And he made himself look even worse when he goes, "Yeah, if you put me in the moment, I'd probably make the exact same decision." It's like, swing and a miss, kid.
Yeah.
The worst part about it is, if he says, "Yeah, I was in the moment. If you put me back in the moment, I'd do it again." They won the fucking game.
Yeah.
That's the funniest part about it. Like, I get if they didn't. It's like, listen, like he still has the hair across his ass because they lost and got left. But they fucking won the game.
I know. The best part too was when Phil was talking about it, and he goes, "I said fuck him then, leave him there."
The best part, you can hear it in Michael's voice. He's literally still disgusted about the headache.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He goes, "Hey, you have a fucking headache. What do you want me to do?"
Yeah. If he says he has a migraine, he's got a migraine.
Oh man. That's good. But yeah, so I looked it up. It was game 5 of the 97 finals.
Yeah.
And the Bulls won 90-88. MJ led the team in points and assists.
Did he hit a game winner then? Or was it just he went off?
No, that was game 1.
Okay.
Game 1 was the game winner.
The fadeaway. Or
Yeah,
like
it was,
the slide to the
it's
left.
When he allegedly threw the guy?
Yeah.
It's literally almost the same spot as next year, his last shot.
Yeah.
But it's game 1, and then he gives you the vintage fist pump, the one I always send in the group chat.
Yeah. Huh. So yeah, that was the finals. It's Jordan scored 38 in that game with the flu. 38 points with the flu. And then there's all kinds of things. So if you type in MJ flu game into Google, the first thing that pops up is MJ flu game hangover. Like he didn't actually have the flu. He was just hungover.
Well, he got the flu somehow at 3 a.m., and then he didn't have it the next game. So. It was a quick flu.
Yeah, it was the 24-hour flu.
You know what? He probably had the coronavirus.
Did you see that a check of his for $15,000 is up for auction? And it was to pay off, I don't know what gambling debt, but it was to pay off something gambling. And people like looking at it like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. Someone just goes underneath and goes, his salary was $36 million that year. $15,000 is not a lot.
Yeah, no, that's nothing. Well, that's like what I forget where I saw it. Might have been on the Sports Hub, or it might have been, I don't know, something I was watching or listening to. And people were talking about how, like, oh, MJ, a gambling problem, all this, all that. He's betting $100,000 on this, 100 on that. And like, he's making tens of millions of dollars a year. He's worth over $100 million, like over hundreds of millions. And then
he's a billion now.
And then someone goes wherever they were having the conversation.
He put $2 billion.
Yeah, so they were having the conversation, and they go, "What's MJ's house look like during this documentary? Looks pretty nice to me.
Actually,
doesn't seem like he's hurting for money. Doesn't seem like he's broke."
So I guess it came out that that's actually not his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They it's staged somewhere.
He has like 10 different houses, so he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like people were trying to like drum up that he had like a gambling problem because he bets $100,000 on a fucking game.
He literally told everyone that in like the second episode.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't have a gambling problem. He has a competitive problem.
He's just a competitive guy.
Which I could completely understand.
I can get down with that.
Well, the biggest example. Go ahead.
Is this not like the perfect idol for me? Because think about it. He has a competitive problem. He loves basketball. But what does he even love more than basketball? Baseball. This is just my guy completely.
I know there's rumors that baseball might not even come back this year.
Listen, I know for a fact he is definitely hitting the KBO games.
Yeah. Well, they're pissed about money because they're talking about an 82-game baseball season.
But not paying them for a full season.
Right, but paying them for 82 instead of 162, and all the guys are saying they're not going to play then.
They won't play.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's going to be no
but
baseball this year.
Here's the other thing: if there's no people in the stands, the NFL ain't gonna play either. Those owners are some biggest pieces of shit.
So I heard this on the Sports Hub the other day with Beetle and Zoe. They were talking about, and Hardy was there too. They were going over the schedule. The way the schedule is constructed in the NFL, the first 4 weeks are weeks 2, 3, and 4 are negligible. So week 1, they have big matchups. I think they're all division games. They're all rivals.
Yeah.
So week 1, they're going to play. So their plan, what they were opining about or whatever on the Sports Hub, was that scenario 1 is they roll out like normal on week 1. And then if they determine that it was too soon and there's issues, well, then they can chop off weeks 2, 3, and 4 because there's no division games in weeks 2, 3, and 4. And I think all the teams that play each other in week 2 have the same bye week. So they can reschedule the game from week 2 to that bye week, and then there's no division games until week 5. So they're saying that the way the schedule is set up, they have the potential to play around and move weeks 2, 3, and 4 and essentially just get rid of them if they need to. And then, so say like they decide not to start the season till October. Well, then they just blow off the games that are scheduled for weeks 2, 3, and 4. And then they have the week 1 scheduled games start on week 4 or week 5, and then they push back that way. So that's what it seems like they're prepared to do. So it's either, I think they're all talk. They're all fucking talk because they say it now because they know there's like 2 or 3 more months. But once they get there and they can't have people in the stands, Jerry Jones is not going to play games in that stadium for free. Yeah. Well,
there is no.
The other thing too is the league's going to be a complete shit show this year because you have, I don't know what the average turnover is in the NFL roster. Say it's 33%. Let's say 1/3 of every team's roster gets turned over from year to year.
So that's like 17 players.
Yeah.
Ish.
Roughly.
Yeah.
It might even be higher than that because you're losing guys and you're gaining guys and the Patriots just drafted 10 guys. So like it could even be higher, but let's just say it's 33%.
Yep.
So 1/3 of your roster has no fucking clue, one, like how to play with the other players on the team, what your schemes are. They might be able to look at the playbook, but like they've never ran any of the plays. They don't know. They don't have the chemistry built, whether it's offense or defense. Like you need chemistry on both sides of the ball. And it's like the games are going to be total shit shows this year.
So what you're gonna?
They're all going under.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
no, they are.
It's going to be the XFL
because
the punting game is going to be incredible.
every time. So the easiest things to adjust is defense and running the ball.
Yeah,
because that's pretty universal, pretty straightforward. And if it's not, you can dumb it down pretty easily.
Yeah.
So when you have defense and running the ball, under.
Yeah.
We're going to see some fucking fucked up numbers.
This was not the year for the Bears to draft 10 tight ends.
Yeah, they're ready to run, dude.
Yeah.
They're going to be running the ball.
Oh, no. They're going to spread them out.
So I would say that look for the teams that have
defense.
A good defense and a veteran quarterback that's been in the system.
But not only just the quarterback, receivers too. So like for example,
also it matters for continuity on the coaches too. So a head coach and an offensive coordinator. So essentially down the middle of the offense, the head coach, the OC, and the quarterback all need to be together for a few years and have a strong defense on the team.
Yeah. So
those are the teams to watch this year.
So what you're saying is Brian Hoyer and Bill Belichick.
He knows the system.
Or the Seahawks. With Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, they have a solid defense.
Is their defense still good? I truthfully don't know.
Yeah, it's been rebuilt. It's not the Legion of Boom anymore.
No, but I'm not expecting it to be either. That was like an all-time defense.
So Brandon Browner, I think, is in jail.
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor can't walk. Earl Thomas is banging his brother's girlfriend or whatever. And Richard Sherman is covering Moss on the so the Legion of Boom's all done. Except for Bobby Swagner.
Yeah. But no, they have some other players
KJ
on that
Wright.
defense. Yeah. They have a young corner that's pretty good too, I feel like.
Well, they have.
Don't they have the kid with no arms?
Yeah,
Or
the one hand.
The one hand, yeah.
Yeah, so they got the Griffin brothers. They're okay. You know what? They play solid.
Yeah.
And that might be good enough. I don't know.
San Francisco, I'd give it to them.
You know what, though? They lost DeForest Buckner. They added another defensive lineman.
Yeah, that kid from Ole Miss.
I also
Is
don't
that
know
who it
what
was?
their secondary situation was like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Tart's coming back. Also, I don't know if they caught lightning in a bottle.
my sleeper team for this year?
Here we go.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, that's not much of a sleeper.
Well, they were terrible last year, but now
They
they're
didn't have a quarterback. Mason Rudolph was sitting there fucking...
right. But I feel like
turned into the Great
So
Gazoo.
I feel like they're a sleeper because everyone is sucking the dicks of the Ravens. So no one is giving the Steelers any credit.
They should just start Doc Hodges.
No, I think... So what I look at, too, is the Saints.
Yep.
You know, you would think pretty continuous all the way through.
No, they'll blow it in the NFC Championship.
My only thing
game.
is like... So,
They'll get fucked again.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to bet the Falcons.
but I'm just like, with the Saints, I'm like, well, Emmanuel Sanders is coming in. Is that a good thing, a bad thing? Is he going to be able to adjust? Is he not? Does it kind of fuck everything else up?
I'm telling you, this is the perfect year. It's Breeze's last year. They're going for it. They think they got the shit going on with Tom. The Falcons are going to fuck that whole division up. They're winning the division. I'm telling you right now.
I like their odds.
Yeah.
Listen, they're good. Every 5 years, they win 14 games somehow. They have such an incredible year. I'm telling you. Listen, they're gonna with Ridley the second year with Ridley and Jones together or whatever third year. They're gonna light. I'm telling you, they're gonna light it up. They got who they get at the running back? Who's the new running back they got?
Did they draft someone?
Get his name. Was it?
Oh,
Gurley?
Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
They got Gurley.
They have Todd
Yeah,
Gurley.
yeah. They got Gurley. They're gonna fuck it up.
I don't know how they drafted. Oh, they drafted the corner from Clemson.
Oh yeah.
The one that just on repeat got toasted by Justin Jefferson.
They have a pretty good defense. Like the Deion Jones, they have a lot of fast players. They have
Their defense is on paper pretty good, but they haven't been able to stay healthy. Like Keanu Neal is fucking nasty.
He's always
but he
hurt.
can't stay on the field.
What's his name? The coach.
They got
Bowles. No, not Bowles.
No, the white guy.
the head coach, Dan Quinn.
Oh, the head coach.
Yeah, Dan Quinn. Listen, he's a good defensive coach.
Yeah.
He has no idea what he's doing offensively,
No.
but he's a good defensive coach. And they have the
Morris.
bag is still the right.
They moved Raheem Morris from wide receivers to defense last year, and then they went on a fucking tear.
No, who's
Yeah.
is it Steve? It's still Starkeesian, the drunk.
No, I don't think it's Sark. Is it still him?
Oh,
It
I don't
can't
think
be.
so.
It can't be.
I don't
He
think so.
sucks.
No, because I think Sarkeesian was the head coach at USC.
Oh, that's after.
No, that was
So
a while ago.
Sarkeesian replaced Lane Kiffin at Alabama, and then he went to the Falcons, but he was horrible.
Yeah.
Listen, they'll have a sober guy calling plays now. I'm telling you, the Falcons they do it every 4 or 5 years. They're gonna fuck the whole NFC up.
Yeah, they
They're gonna fuck the
have.
whole-
Let me see. I'm just looking really quick at
No, the
Falcons roster.
I love the NFC South is phenomenal. It's like every time that some team is supposed to win, it just doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
Like the Panthers are probably gonna go 4-2 in the division for some reason.
Right.
They'll be 4-2 in the division and fucking 12-4 on the year. I'm sorry, 4-12 on the year.
Kenny Bridgewater.
Oh, they signed Dante Fowler.
They got a lot of talent in that.
Keanu
zone.
Neal. Yeah, AJ Terrell is the corner they just drafted.
he's.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, their punter is Ryan Allen.
Bet he
See, they know what
sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
gonna-
they have a decent
gonna do
team.
it.
Yeah.
And I mean, as much as I make fun of Matt Ryan, there's a lot worse guys than Matt Ryan. I mean, he might be the most mobile quarterback in the division now.
Yeah, well, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater. No,
Teddy Bridgewater doesn't move anymore.
He doesn't have a knee anymore. That's pretty good, actually.
Dude, NFC South overs are going to be fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they all play in domes, basically, like nice weather. That is complete bullshit too. The schedule that the Bucks got, their last like 6 games are in domes.
Oh, really?
Why? 'Cause they're playing like New Orleans, Atlanta.
It's New Orleans, so it's like, they don't play a game. The projection, they're not going to play a game under 60 degrees because they literally I think the last place they go to, I can't even remember. It might be like somewhere out west, and that was like around like week 12, and then every other thing is in a dome or it's at home in Tampa, or it's in Carolina. Like it's a complete joke.
That's awesome. No game under 60 degrees all season.
Hey, we all know how TB12 does in that Miami Heat. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Trying to think.
well.
Who else? The Eagles could potentially.
Their defense is fucking atrocious. Their
If,
second. Talk about injuries. Their secondary has been hurt for like
Yeah.
I don't even fucking know how long. They were rolling bums out there. They signed Devontae Bosby off the fucking the AFL or whatever the AAF or whatever the fucking.
Their quarterback's an idiot.
Yeah, he can't stay healthy. Well, they traded for Darius Slay, who's
But
pretty
health is the problem with that team.
Yeah.
And they also lost Malcolm Jenkins.
good. But they also got Nickel Roby Coleman.
We know who's winning that division.
The
Blackjack and
Giants.
River.
Oh, the Redskins.
Oh God.
Riverboat Ron and Jack Black Del Rio, right?
It's the match made in heaven.
They have no quarterback though.
Yeah, but look, Ron knows how to coach defense, and that defense is going to be really good.
And so they have the players to play defense. They have Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, and Chase Young. Holy shit. Fuck that.
How do you think Aaron Rodgers does this year? Like, do you think he gets pissed off and like lights it up, or he just pouts every week
I don't know. I
and
think
pulls a Brady last year, where he's a huge bitch every week?
You know what's weird? He doesn't usually pout on the field. I mean, he's had complete shit for wide receivers besides Adams, but you still see him catch like 80-yard Hail Mary somehow. He gets the players to play well. Like, who's the guy? The guy with 3 names?
Marquez Valdez Scantling.
And remember the guy Jeff Janis?
Yeah.
Jeff-
All these weird.
Equanimous St. Brown.
Yep.
Jace Sternberger.
Yeah, he gets John Kuhn. He gets these guys to like play well. He doesn't really pout, but I mean, I think he might have had enough.
Hey, so my only thing, they were a 13-3 team last year.
Jake Kumaro, that was their guy.
Oh,
he was their slot guy last year.
Yeah, they might as well just play Wahlberg in the slot. I mean, they won 13 games. I mean, I know they're going to win a division. I have no hope for the Bears. I just hope the Vikings don't win.
Yeah, the Vikings could be another team though too that fits that like quarterback coach that's been there for a little bit and a good defense.
I know, but so they got rid of their 2 top corners.
Yeah.
They got rid of fucking Diggs.
And Diggs.
Yeah, that's true too.
But they drafted Jefferson. I don't know how good he's going to be, obviously, because he's a fucking rookie.
Right.
The Vikings are like Detroit. They don't know how to do anything right.
Yeah, like, so they'll look really, really good in a game against who the hell knows.
Detroit.
Then they'll go up. No. They'll look good against.
Oh, listen, they'll beat Detroit and they'll lose the 2 games to the Bears.
Yeah.
I was even gonna say they might beat the Saints in a game and then lose to the fucking Lions the next week. It's like gross.
And then the Texans will put like 50 points on them one night.
Yeah, they don't have their secondary.
You want Nikos' sizzling hot takes? Ready?
Oh yeah.
East, Redskins, pencil it in. NFC North, Green Bay. NFC West, San Fran. What am I missing? Did I do the 4?
The
Was that
South.
4?
You need the South.
Oh, NFC South, Falcons.
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 AFC East, I mean, just by default, it's going to be the Patriots. I don't know why people are panicking.
Yeah, no.
The North will be won by the Steelers.
Yeah, there we go.
The AFC South. Oh, I don't even know the fourth team in the. Wait, what are the four teams in the South?
The Texans, the Colts, Jags, and Titans.
You know what's happening? We're going Jags.
Oh, God.
We're going
The stash?
The mustache.
Philip, not Minshew mania. Phillips, listen, the Colts played too well last year. They're just gonna I don't know what's happening over there. I know Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien is. I don't even know what that guy. I wish I had his pill cabinet. And the Titans, we know how I feel about that team. I have no respect for that team at all. I can't acknowledge them.
Tannehill.
And what is that? The AFC West?
Yeah.
Chiefs.
I mean, that's Chiefs.
Yeah, as much as I want to be a dick, I can't. I can't do that.
Because the other three teams blow. Like the
If
Raiders
Chargers-
blow, the
the bad
Chargers
thing is,
suck.
If the Chargers still had Rivers, I would pick the Chargers. I'd give the guy one more shot
Yeah.
because they do have a ton of talent, but for some reason they just didn't want to. I don't know.
Yeah.
They want to play. I don't get that. Why you're going to get rid of Phillip Rivers so you can play the douchebag that couldn't even handle the Pac-10 or whatever it is?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Herbert
Intangibles.
sucks.
Yeah.
Herbert.
Herbert's temp-
He was
Yeah. Hey, how are all those Oregon quarterbacks doing?
sick.
Joey Harrington was great.
Although they did straight up beat fucking Utah last year. You called that one. I remember that. Pac-12 title game. Wasn't even
Yeah.
close.
I swear to God, he just got drafted because he's white.
Herbert.
So early, yeah.
Well, he's probably
Like, if he was
6'4", 215.
He's bigger than that. He's like 6'6".
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go.
He's huge.
And everyone's been talking about this guy for years.
Yeah. He was
Now, the
fucking
real
sunshine. Like
You remember-
3 years ago.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Remember
people were talking about Justin Herbert his freshman year,
Yeah,
like they were talking about Trevor Lawrence.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
just
That might be a
just-
stretch. The way they talk about Truck and Trevor Lawrence.
Wait until Bo Nix goes in the draft.
Natural born winner.
The blackest white person you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why. Back to what you said about the Pats, like I don't understand why people think that they're just going to suck this year. There's people that are legitimately think they're going to have 4 wins. Like that's insane. I looked at their schedule.
Well, they have 6. They
At
play 6
minimum,
games.
at minimum, they'll have 10 wins. They'll go 10-6, and like everyone's like, oh well, the team, they lose Brady. They didn't have Brady for all of 08, and they went 11-5 with Matt fucking Castle.
They barely had Brady last year. Whatever
Yeah.
that thing that was playing quarterback last year was a fucking detriment.
Right. And they had the first 4 games in 16, and they went, 3-1? With Jacoby Brissett and half of Jimmy Garoppolo?
It doesn't matter. Dickey could be the quarterback. It doesn't fucking matter. They've had the signals, the playbooks, the headsets fucked up since 2001. They cheat constantly. This is why they are good.
Yeah, I mean,
They have all the plays. The kids can't even practice now. Half these teams don't even have a playbook. Bill's going to have their old playbook from last year. They're going to be dumb enough to run the same plays with the same hand signals. They're gonna just it's the same shit every year.
yeah, I mean, so let me see if I pull up their roster really quick, the depth chart.
What, the Patriots?
I mean,
Yeah.
if their quarterback last year decided to show up to camp and try instead of having a tongue kissing contest with his son in Aruba or whatever the hell he does in the summer, then they probably would have made it to like the AFC Championship
Yeah.
or the Super Bowl.
So they
But
have
the guy threw a complete bitch fit and fucked them.
So they have the same offensive line coming back, except now they have David Andrews back healthy.
that's an
So that's
upgrade.
an upgrade. So on paper, theoretically, their offensive line should be better. I know Isaiah Wynn kind of really didn't play that well at the beginning, but he kind of got his shit together by the end of it.
He's good enough.
He's good enough to get by.
If the entire line plays well, he's good enough.
Right. So the offensive line should be better. Shaq Mason had a down year. He's way fucking better than how he played last year. I think a lot of that was not having David Andrews next to him because Andrews is so fucking good.
Yeah, Ted Karras. Sick.
Yeah. So O-line should be better. The running backs, literally the same guys.
If the O-line is better,
the running
back
backs
should be better.
also be better, yes.
Fullback's a downgrade, though.
Yeah.
Vital.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much. If it's like a 2%, then no one.
Yeah, we're
doesn't
talking
matter.
about fullbacks here at the end of the
We're
day.
breaking down.
Like-
We're breaking down fucking fullbacks right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know James Devlin is great, but
Get
like,
Leonard Weaver out there.
how much worse is Dan Vitale? Than,
I have no clue.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's negligible. It doesn't matter. And the wide receivers should be better.
Well, Harry should be better. Edelman's
Well,
still.
they're actually going to work out together.
Right. And like Sanu is going to have a full year and he's going to be healthy.
He's gonna be healthy.
Jacoby Myers is going to have another year
He's
knowing
probably
the offense.
He's probably gonna get cut.
Marquise Lee has potential. He's going to get
also
cut.
probably
but
gonna get cut.
He's a fucking
They're
loser.
gonna keep Bird.
Yeah. Demir Bird, who's apparently supposed to be pretty decent.
He's a
never
he's a
really-
returner. That's why he's here.
I don't really know too much about him.
And I mean, I'm sure like the receiving group, they're not going to be worried about running the wrong route, get chewed out on TV.
Right. So across every position on offense except for quarterback, and I'll give you fullback if you want to put it in there, they get better.
I'll also say, and I said this last year,
Tight end should also be better.
it should be.
Should be better. They just drafted 2 young guys.
So my only thing with the quarterback too, if you go back and look at the stats of last year, I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but I promise you that the stats of last year can absolutely be replicated.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
They
pull it
for
up real
sure
quick.
can. Because they weren't that good.
Pro Football Reference.
Fucking Jameis could roll through this door and fucking replicate that.
All right, so Tom Brady in
Why three pick sixes isn't good?
2019. So he threw for 4,057 yards.
Okay, so if Stidham can throw for 3,700, I don't think that Matt changes the record. Okay.
So we'll call it 4,000 yards.
Yep.
24 touchdowns.
Anyone can do that.
8 interceptions.
That's low, but
Yeah.
I guess. So if Stidham throws for like 300 yards less, it doesn't change the record at all. In 2 picks, barely swings a game.
Right.
Or it might swing one game because if he throws a bad one, like
Yeah.
like a fourth quarter pick.
Yeah. His completion percentage was 60.8%.
I mean, anyone can do that.
For Tom Brady, I think it's the lowest of his entire career.
Yeah. So the quarterback play of
I really don't care about completion percentage. I always thought that was just a bunch of bullshit.
well, because you could sit there and just check down, and throw for fucking 80%.
Right. There I forget what the thing is, but there is a thing out there. I forget what website does it, but they do an adjusted completion percentage. So they take out throws that are just throwaways
Yeah.
on a dead play, and they adjust the completion percentage number somehow, and I forget what they actually call it, but like they give you a more accurate depiction of how the person's completion percentage is.
Yeah, so Mitch is like 2%.
Yeah.
They can't tell if he was throwing
I
at a
think-
receiver or throwing it out of bounds.
I think they also take away for completions
behind the line of
behind
scrimmage.
the line of scrimmage. So they throw out completions behind the line, and they also throw out throwaways.
Or they'd probably do anything behind or within like 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So if someone steps off the line and catches the ball.
Right.
The funniest thing was, Vinny would remember this. It was Monday Night Football. It was the Patriots were at Denver a couple of years ago, and Osweiler threw a ball away, and he knocked out the cheerleader like out cold.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I remember
I
that.
remember that.
game,
Wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and they went 12 and 4.
They went 12 and 4
They went
last
12
year.
and 4 last year. So if Jarrett Stidham gives you 3,700, 20,
He can throw
get
for
24
24 touchdowns.
yeah, and then call it 13 picks.
I don't like
Dude,
that.
Bucks did it. I want fucking.
They're
Hoyer.
11 and 5. They're 10 and 6, 11 and 5.
I want Hoyer. Give me the veteran. I want fucking Hoyer.
I don't think Hoyer plays.
No, I don't think so either.
We know what he is.
I'm telling you, you're gonna be. If I would love to see it.
That would be that would be Bill Belichick's biggest fuck you move too.
Yeah.
Starting Hoyer and trying to make a playoff run.
That's why I want to. That's why I want to.
Oh man, imagine the hot takes if that's the case.
Yeah.
Listen, I trust it won't happen. I really trust it won't happen. But imagine if Hoyer won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, imagine if Hoyer went 14-2.
Yeah.
Hoyer goes 14-2 and wins a Super Bowl. What the fuck did we say then? My whole life as I know it up to this point has been wrong.
Mine would be validated. I would be so fucking happy.
The only good thing is that literally can't happen. It's literally impossible for that scenario to occur.
That's what Dickie said, and then the guy catches a slant for 67 yards with 13 seconds left.
So
If they go for 2.
For comparison, in 2015, when Brian Hoyer was a starter for Houston, he threw for 2,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 picks. I think Jarrett Stidham's better than that.
Well, no. This is everyone remembers the Houston years. This is what I remember with Hoyer. He had Cleveland 5-0, and then he got hurt against the Bills on a Thursday night.
Yeah, but his stats that year weren't good. He had
I'm just
12 touchdowns and 13 picks.
No, listen, he was
wins matter,
baby.
baby.
He was making winning plays.
Yeah, he was 7-6 though when he got hurt.
No, they started out. They started out like 4-0.
Yeah,
they were, and then he got hurt. He blew out his knee.
Well, he played in 2014. So in 2013, yeah, he started out 3-0 and then blew out his knee and missed the whole season. In 2014, He came back. He started 13 games for Cleveland and they were 7-6.
No, I know, but that team was awful. But this is the year it's the only time he ever had a good receiver. He had Josh Gordon.
Yeah, in 2013.
Yeah, and he looked like he was ripping it down the field.
Yeah, in three games was 3-0, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks.
When Brian wants to let it rip, he'll let it fucking rip.
Yeah. So.
And he's gonna know the defense. They're cheating. We got to put this into mind too. It can't be stressed enough. It's a competitive advantage.
I want to look actually at the NFL player stats and see what the average was, because I bet you Jarrett Stidham's probably right around there, and see what those numbers are.
Dude, they're gonna run the ball 30 times a game too.
Oh yeah.
Who's the fullback?
Vital from Green Bay.
They need to trade for Roosevelt Nix or somebody.
CJ Ham.
Remember Patrick Pass?
Yep.
Yeah, he was great. So I'm looking at the complete list of stats for quarterbacks last year. So middle of the league. Look at this. So looking at 14, 15, 16 was Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins. They threw for 3,800, 3,700, 3,600. Touchdowns were 20, 22, 26. And then the interceptions were 12, 11, and 10. So, yeah, that's if Jarrett Stidham gives you 3,700 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 12 picks.
That's probably a 10-6 team.
He's middle of the pack in the NFL as a quarterback.
Yeah, but his numbers aren't even going to matter, because all these other guys that get those numbers, it's because they're behind and they have no idea what they're doing, and they're just going on 90-yard drives at the end of the game when they're down 20. They have no he's not going to have big numbers, but he's not going to need big numbers because they're going to be in every game close. So Bill's just going to be listen, just punt it, and we're going to have Sam Darnold throw 8 picks today. But that's exactly what's going to happen. He'll have games where he's the same thing that happened with Brady in the first couple of years. They're going to have games where he throws it 50 times and he has 110 yards.
Yeah, that was Brady in the beginning of his career. His first couple seasons as a starter, that was what he was doing. He was throwing 26 touchdowns. Granted, it was a different NFL in the early 2000s. It wasn't as pass crazy, but he had like 26 touchdowns, 10 picks, and like 3,800 yards. Like, that was it.
Yeah, because Bill knew all the plays, and they're just going to win.
And they relied on their defense, really. They didn't need Brady to be Brady then, because they had fucking arguably one of the greatest defenses of all time in 03 and 04.
Well, dude, he only started doing that shit in 07.
Yeah. Yeah, he was never like an offensive powerhouse until 07 anyway.
Oh, well, I think, God, 2007.
Yeah. Great year.
I always get, I know I'd be kind of a dick about it, but in all honesty, I mean, whatever. He got the MVP, but Randy Moss caught basically 50% of his touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I go back and remember 11 of those touchdowns were literally just throwaway jump balls that he wasn't trying to necessarily throw to him, but he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to throw it up. So who was really the MVP that year?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, you can make the argument.
Like, you have 23 he had 50 touchdowns. Randy had 23 of them. I mean, I go, Welker had a big year too, but like all of those balls, every like highlight of Randy, it's just a fucking jump ball. Like, that takes no skill. Like, Dante Culpepper did the same shit. He really did. Dante did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, he was never like he wasn't this offensive juggernaut.
Right.
But he never played with anybody. He didn't have any talent around him. You know.
Yeah.
Randy, that did. You know, Rob Gronkowski, he didn't do shit.
Yeah, no. Deion Branch, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman.
That wasn't a big deal.
No.
Corey Dillon.
Yeah, no. He never threw to any good wide receivers.
No, they all suck.
Yeah.
What do they say about the 90s guys? It was all plumbers and electricians out there running around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Troy Brown, too. How could we forget about Troy Brown?
Yeah, well, he was a plumber.
Yeah.
Grocery store clerk.
Yeah.
But David Patton.
And even so, way back, Ben Watson the first time. Dan Graham.
I love Dan Graham.
Trying to think of some other guys they had that were just really fucking good through the years. I mean, he was post prime, but remember Kyle Brady?
That was the 07 year.
Yeah.
Oh, I love TikTok. Kendra Luss just posted a new video, I guess.
All right, you want to start wrapping this up?
Yeah.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
You got a final thought?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some sports this weekend.
Yes.
We have Bundesliga back on Saturday.
Yep.
We got
Dusseldorf.
we got golf on Sunday. It's a charity skins match. They're playing at.
I never understood what is skin. I thought when they used to say the skins game, I thought it meant like they play like shirts and skins.
No, so what skins are is they put a certain dollar amount on each hole. So if they're playing,
they're gambling
a little bit. So they're probably gambling on the side, but so let's just say the skins match, I don't know what it is this year. Let's just say it's $1,000 a hole. Whoever gets the best score on the hole gets $1,000. If you guys tie, and it's team this year, so if the teams tie, it rolls to the next hole. So theoretically, someone could, win 3 skins on the third hole for $3,000, and then someone could win 9 skins on the 12th hole for $9,000. Like that. That's kind of how it goes.
They need Michael in the skins game.
No, so Michael needs to get in the Tiger Phil match. They should have put. I'm trying to think of like another like golfer that could play.
Barkley.
He sucks. He's so bad.
I know, he's terrible.
And like Steph Curry's too good.
Oh,
Yeah.
They should have put Brooks and Mike play all the time. He said.
Who does?
Kepka.
Kepka?
Yeah. That would be phenomenal. Kepka and Jordan versus
Oh my
Ricky
God.
Fowler and
They would just talk
golfers-
shit the entire time.
They said all the golfers said that Mike's the best person to play before a tournament because they're like he'll bet as much money possible to make you uncomfortable.
yeah.
So it
Yeah.
gets like in like the mental frame.
He must take so much money off Ricky Fowler because I know he plays with him.
Yeah.
Because Ricky Fowler is like the softest individual out there. Jordan must take him for so much.
Yeah.
Because the other thing too with Michael Jordan, when he plays out there and you see the highlights, he lets you know every time
Yeah.
he just took money off you.
Yeah.
He lets you know it's like, oh, that wasn't that time. Yep. Like, like you fuck up, he lets you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
Brooks said it was the 17th hole and he hit like a birdie or whatever, and he was up one and he was like it's the fourth quarter, motherfucker. I don't know who you think you're fucking with right now. He's like I just won like the PGA Championship and this guy's talking trash to me.
That's awesome.
I don't know who you think you're fucking with.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so this weekend is just the skins match. It's Rory and DJ versus Fowler and Matt Wolf. I think Fowler and Matt Wolf are actually going to pull it off. I'm not exactly sure how, but I like DJ, but I don't know. There's something about Rory and stuff like that makes me. I don't think he can do it.
Yeah.
And Matt Wolf goes out there and he's got a crazy swing and he does not give a fuck. He just goes out there and swings as hard as he can.
Yeah.
All the time.
Wait, they forget John Daly and Charles Barkley.
So the only problem with Charles Barkley is he sucks. Like he
Yeah.
is bad. So like trying to find another like celebrity that's like
Oh, get either Curry or Tony Romo.
they're too good for Michael Jordan.
Are they?
Yeah. So you need and like John Smoltz is also too good. So you need someone like maybe Larry Fitzgerald, but I don't think Larry Fitzgerald has enough money to hang with those three.
Dude, I seen him at the airport.
But we also have NASCAR on Sunday.
We do.
So there's smaller UFC stuff going on too.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like I know it's goofy sports, but it almost feels like sports are back a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting close. Massachusetts is moving into phase 1 on Monday, so the 18th. We have no idea what that means because
Can I go to the strip club?
I doubt it. Because Governor Baker came out the other day and said that, so we're going to have 4 phases. The first phase is going to be called whatever, like severe or something. And there's going to be limitations on everything. Then we're going to have a phase 2 and more businesses are open, but there's still going to be restrictions. And then we're going to have a phase 3 where things slowly start to open and more places are back. And then we're going to be in phase 4, which is called our new normal. But he doesn't describe specifics of any of that or give a timeline. He just comes out and says there's going to be 4 phases and phase 1 starts Monday.
Well, as
That's
soon as
it.
phase 4 hits, that's when everybody gets sick again.
Yeah. What's going to happen? There's going to be another spike. Once you start opening shit again, cases are going to jump up. It's just normal. People are out mingling again. But like, it's going to be, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to be a huge fucking pussy and retreat back into your little fucking turtle shell and lock everything down again? Or are you going to say, you know what? Fuck it. We just got to power through it. It'll go back down. And I have a feeling that Massachusetts is going to be a fucking pussy and just hunker back down and close shit again.
California is closed till like July.
Yeah, well, the state of California is open. LA is closed.
That's all. I just consider LA California.
I mean, LA pretty much is California.
Yeah, I mean, outside of San Diego, I really don't need much more.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there's 4 cities in California. Between LA, San Diego, San Francisco, and then I'll go San Jose just because they have a hockey team.
Ooh, Sacramento.
Yeah, no, fuck them. So we're moving there. Hopefully we'll get sports back soon. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, there's probably not going to be an MLB season this year.
This is the 13th remote this dog is broken. You got to be fucking.
That was the dog.
I'm gonna have to sign out. I'm gonna kill this thing.
Do you have a final thought, real quick?
My final thought is I'm sending this dog to the Kowloon. I'll see you guys later.
Later.
All right, later.
Motherfucker. All right.
Oh man, so my final thought is they're bringing back Tony Hawk Pro Skater. They're remastering the original and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and they're going to re-release it for the consoles. I think in September it came out when it said. I'm fucking pumped. I'm probably not going to play it because I don't have any of the new consoles.
Yeah, you need a new one.
I think it's just going to be PS4, Xbox One, and then PC. I have neither of those three things. So I probably
What do you
won't
mean? We have a laptop over there.
yeah. So yeah, I won't play it, but I'm kind of excited that they're doing it and they're coming back and that other people are going to get to play it.
What would be great is if Chris Gymo, friend of the show,
Yep.
if he decided to do like a Twitch thing,
Oh yeah.
he's actually pretty good
he is really fucking
at
good.
Tony Hawk. And with Tony Hawk, he does like all the crazy combos and shit. So like people will like watch that,
Yeah.
but he won't do it.
No, he won't do it.
Nope.
China, you need to get on your brother to do that.
What the fuck is Matt going to be able to do?
Nothing.
Fucking Chris is a loser.
I know, but he can just call him a huge bitch.
Yeah, but why would Matt waste his effort doing that? Everyone already knows he's a huge bitch. I'm a
That's
huge
fair.
bitch.
Yeah, but just give it once. Give it a once ago.
Maybe it runs in the family, and Matt could take the Twitch idea.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know his Tony Hawk Pro Skater abilities.
I don't either.
Could be pretty good. He's probably played a
Potentially.
bunch.
Probably. I mean, I don't know who else Chris would have played with.
You can play. You don't need anybody to play with. That's like about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get that. And so that's going to do it for us. And it's also going to do it for Nikos' dog. R.I.P. to that dog. If I would probably stay away from the Kowloon for the next week just because, it might be you don't know what's going to be in that egg roll. So if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening wherever you're at, make sure you subscribe. Keep spreading the word. Keep telling everybody about the show. And we're on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Our Twitter is Sarcasm_speaks. And Facebook page is just Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time for us, but unfortunately not the dog. Good night, everybody.